this is Julie Ellison with Climbing Magazine, here to talk to you about placing and cleaning nuts. There are two great ways to practice placing and cleaning. One way is to follow a lot of trad. Not only do you get to practice cleaning, but you also get to see how a more experienced climber places gear. The other way is to do what we've done here, and that's come to the base of a crag. We found a crag that has lots of cracks and pods, and we can practice placing without any real risk. Nuts are known as passive protection because they have no moving parts. It basically works by geometry. The shape of the nut wedges into a crack. When I was learning to place gear, I learned the mnemonic Running Dogs Chase Squirrels, RDCS. And each of those letters stands for something to remember when you're placing gear. The R stands for rock quality. You want to check and make sure that the rock is really solid, that there are no loose flakes or blocks that could pull off easily if you were to fall. The D stands for direction of pull. So when we place gear, we want to place it so that it's in the direction of a fall if you were to fall, which is going to be mostly down and slightly out. The C stands for constriction. Especially with nuts, you want to find a nice constriction that the nut will wedge into, and the constriction actually will hold it in place. The S stands for surface contact. We want to have as much as possible, so here you can see that it's fully touching on both sides. So let's go over that. If I were to place a piece of gear, I've climbed up to my crack, so I'm going to place a nut. So I pull all my nuts off. I'm going to find one that I think is the right size. I'm going to slot it down into the constriction. So I like that placement. So I'm going to take it off. And then what you want to do is you want to set the nut. And to do that, you want to give it a nice sharp tug. So let's review RDCS. We know the rock quality is good. The direction of pull, mostly down, slightly out. Constriction is really solid. It's being held in place by that narrow area. And surface contact is good. It's being touched on both sides. So that's a really good placement. So now we're going to go over cleaning a nut. The biggest thing to do when you're cleaning nuts is to pay attention to how it went in and try and remove it the same way. So most of the time with nuts, we're slotting them downwards, so they're going to need an upward force to get them out of the crack. Sometimes you can get a nut out with just a simple upward tug, and other times when nuts are really stuck or maybe they've caught a fall, we need to use a nut tool. It's really simple. It's pretty much the same thing. You want to create an upward force that'll push the nut out of its spot. So what you want to do is take the little end here and just give it a few taps and it comes right out.